Thus, when we speak of the doors of perception, we must turn our attention to one of their most unique and somewhat eccentric doormen, Crowley, who was an adept amateur and psychologist, had an uncanny ability to influence people, and probably utilized hypnotic suggestion in his undercover work. Author Richard Spence stated, the other thing that he made good use of was drugs. In New York, he carried out very detailed studies on the effects of mescaline, peyote. He would invite various friends over for dinner, fix them curry, and dose the food with mescaline. Then he observed and took notes on their behavior. Mescaline, Spence noted, was later used by intelligence agencies for experiments in behavioral modification and mind control. Buried in the large files of the Ahnenerbe SS and also references the use of mescaline and cannabis as truth serums. Programs that, according to John Marks in his groundbreaking study of the CIA mind control projects, have been kept classified by the U.S. intelligence since 1945. Where we come across the names of paperclip scientists involved with military and CIA mind control programs, such as Friedrich Hoffmann, a Nazi chemist who advised the CIA on matters relating to psychotropic substances for use in interrogation and brainwashing. Hoffmann is linked to Edgewood Arsenal, where CIA maintained technical service staff personnel involved in various aspects of chemical and biological warfare, including, and according to John Marks, the implementation of new memories in amnesia patients. The accounts have been debated, though. It's widely acknowledged that Crowley's influence during World War II reached the highest rank of the English government in the form of the V for Victory gesture. Picked up by the BBC and Churchill, the gesture maintained its dominance in politics, since it was considered by Crowley to be a magic counter to the Nazi swastika. Timothy Leary's turn on, tune in, and drop out certainly took some inspiration from the countercultural movements and boundary pushing pioneered by Crowley. Leary even believed himself to be a continuation of Crowley after pulling the Ace of Discs from Crowley's Thoth Tarot deck. Kenneth Grant tells us in his book Aleister Crowley and the Hidden God, the occult connection to World War I and World War II and the Book of the Law, also known as AL, spoke of baptism of blood to usher in the son of perdition. Crowley recognized further evidence for the onset of the reign of Horus upon the earth and the widespread turbulence and unrest which had already resulted in several minor and one major war in the first decade of the new Aeon. He indicated a possible occult connection between the publishing of AL and the occurrence of these wars. The actual outbreak of hostilities, which occurred a few months later, he considered to be the baptism of blood. Traditionally associated with the birth of the new Aeon, there is a magical operation of maximum importance on the initiation of the new Aeon. When it becomes necessary to utter a word, the whole planet must be bathed in blood. Before man is ready to accept the law of Thelema, the great war must be fought. The bloody sacrifice is the critical point of the world ceremony of the proclamation of Horus, the crowned and conquering child, as the Lord of the Aeon. Communism and abortion, according to Grant, was to lay the foundation for the son of perdition. He continues and states that the ethers are extraterrestrial and transfinite dimensions, and that they formed the basis of Dr. Dee's Enochian system more than 3 centuries ago. Aleister Crowley maintained a connection with British intelligence, especially the Admiralty's Naval Intelligence Branch. His case is by no means exceptional. Many of his associates in the occult realm, among them Everard Felding, Theodore Roos, Hans Heinz Ewers, and Maxwell Knights, also had links to one spy agency or another. The interconnection of occultism and espionage goes back to at least Elizabeth I and Dr. John Dee, and certainly is much older than that. For Crowley, Dr. Dee was a role model, in more ways than one. Occult orders and spy agencies do share much in common. Both are focused on acquisition and safeguarding of specialized knowledge and embrace secrecy as a cardinal virtue. They are selective in recruitment, and members are bound by oaths of silence and loyalty. They operate so much as possible outside public view or even public awareness. The pursuit of occult knowledge provides an excellent training ground for espionage and kindred intrigue, and vice versa. As Crowley's literary creation Sir Anthony Bowling put it, investigation of spiritualism makes a capital training ground for Secret Service work. One soon gets up to all tricks.